morning, everybody. Whether you're on the East Coast, West Coast, or around the world, this is Coast to Coast. What's happening, Jay?
I'll tell you what's happening. I'm not having to spend $1 million fixing a damn frozen pipe. That's what's happening. And I gotta tell you, Bo, I'm very thankful for you and Pags giving me some pointers there because otherwise that would have worked. You know what I wound up doing? I wound up putting a heating pad around it to make like a funnel, and then I put my hair dryer up underneath that thing. About 2 hours later, I had water again, Bo. So what's the lesson? Let me tell you what the lesson is. If your wife ever wants to do a science experiment when it's freezing weather out there and she puts a tea pitcher under a dripping faucet, you just yank that thing out and say, don't you ever do that shit again. Don't you do it. Just saying. It'll save you a lot of heartache, people. Just saying.
Yeah, and fortunately, Donna, he didn't have a pipe burst, so there was actually never even a problem. He just didn't want to be on the show yesterday. That's really what it was.
No, trust me. hey, listen, and let me tell you something. This is how, let me just tell you, let me a small glimpse about how me and Melanie work. This is how we work. Melanie is the strong one. She puts on a brave face. So when I ask her, are we screwed? And she says, no, Jay, we're going to be okay. She's the one that reassures me. And I've never had to reassure her, so I've never had that problem. But that day, Bo, when we didn't know if the pipes were going to burst, we were both crying and sobbing on the floor. What are we going to do? I don't know. Should I go to work? No. I tested my kids today. Damn, I guess you got to go to work. But what am I going to do because I'm scared? I'm going to call Bo. I'm going to call Pat. and that literally is how the morning went. I mean, you can't make that up, Bo. That's how it went. All morning, I had a heart attack 3 or 4 times, and then finally, the hair dryer, the heating pad. I didn't have sharp bites, but I didn't need them. Thank God. That was my morning. I'm doing good, Bo. Thank you for asking.
And so he's in Texas. He's not used to cold.
No, we are definitely not used to cold. And I wasn't used to having a wife that did science experiments either. So I guess to say, don't date a science teacher. That might be a good one. Yeah, don't date a science teacher.
I mean, I feel like the science teacher would have let you know to wrap those pipes.
Yeah, science. That's what you would think. But she can do circuits. Oh, you ask her how to do a circuit? She can do a circuit diagram and all that. Just don't ask her to measure out what. And you know how it all started? It all started with me saying, I wonder how many gallons of water by dripping the faucet that I would go through in a day. That's how it started. So she took a gallon tea pitcher. She put it up underneath the sink. She said, oh, Jay, it takes about an hour and a half per gallon. So then I'm like, okay. Now I'm thinking, okay, experiment's over. Data has been collected. It hasn't froze yet. She's not going to put that pitcher back under the sink because that would be stupid. No, she put it back under the sink. Now, anybody here knows there's 3 things, real quick. Men, there are 3 things. Number 1, the first thought that comes in your head, don't say it. You're going to get divorced. Second thought that comes in your head, don't do it. You're probably going to be on the couch. Always go with the third one. Hey, babe, I appreciate, the whole science experiment. I didn't think that was going to happen either. God works in mysterious ways. And see, that's how you stay married. I'm just giving you a quick example, man. Don't ever say my wife fucks shit up because that's probably going to get you in a divorce. But she's working right now, so it's all good.
At a minimum, at least buy a comfortable couch.
Fuck yeah, man. And make sure it's Sealy Posturepedic. That'd be great. But anyway, I'm sure there's some sports on today. Bo, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, what do you got?
Why in the hell did Bill Belichick not become a first ballot Hall of Famer? I don't understand that, Bo. I don't.
So he didn't for the exact same reason Terrell Owens didn't.
Okay.
The voters thought he was a jerk.
Okay.
Simple as that. Because there's no other reason to not have Belichick in there with the amount of rings that he's won, the sustained success that he had. There's no scenario where he's not a Hall of Fame coach, right? I mean, if you look at his coaching career just with the Patriots and you cut it in half, his first one is a Hall of Fame career and his second one is a Hall of Fame career, winning 3 rings apiece. So it made absolutely no sense. He's second or third in all-time wins. He has the most rings of anybody. there's no scenario where he's not a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I mean, every ring that New England has Bill Belichick as the coach. So I get that. My question, or what we were pondering in one of the group chats with Frankie and a couple other guys, Frankie was thinking that maybe it was because of Spygate, Deflategate, that maybe that might have kept him out. And I'm thinking, like, I can't. At first I was like, well, maybe there's some merit to that, you know. But then Jose Altuve, we all know about the Astros. We know what they did. And they just said that, you know, the door is open for him to come into the Hall of Fame when he's eligible, right? Now, obviously, it's still a voters thing, right? But they're not going to disqualify him or keep him out like Barry Bonds or whatever, right? Which, by the way, I still think they should be let in. But I think we all know they should be let in. Yeah. But I told Frankie, I was like, listen, that don't make no sense, because if they didn't let Bill Belichick in for Spygate and for Deflategate, then they sure as hell aren't going to let Tom Brady in, because he was associated with both of those scandals. No, and I can't see them doing that.
So the only reason he isn't in is because he didn't treat the media very well.
Right.
And the media is who votes on this.
Yeah.
Right.
That makes sense, though. That does make sense. I get that.
Well, and so that's why he's not in. It's the same reason Terrell Owens didn't get in a first ballot, because people are like, he's a jerk. We don't want him in, even though the stats say he's a first ballot Hall of Famer the whole way. Bill Belichick follows that same thing. If you think back to, one of Shaq's MVPs, there was one vote that made him not a unanimous pick, and that voter came out later and said, I just didn't want him to be a unanimous MVP.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. But he's got to be at least I'm sorry.
No, it's literally because the voters have their feelings about a person rather than just looking at the body of work. They're like, well, I don't like this guy, so I'm not voting for him. And it's just like, well, that's stupid, because if you are, I don't care if you like the guy. If the resume says you're a Hall of Famer, you're a Hall of Famer, whether you like the guy or not.
Yeah, I get that. I'm wondering, surely they won't pass him up on the second ballot. They got to give him at least a second ballot to get on there. I can't imagine him not getting on the second one. But then again, I thought he was going to get on the first one. But based on what you said, that makes sense. But do you think they make him wait 2 more times just to kind of be a jerk to him like he was to them?
No, it'll be the one that holds it. You know, he won't get in on first ballot. That is the voters proving a point. And then the next time through, he'll get in. If he doesn't, then you have to start looking at the voters, right? Like if you hold him out once, you're just like, hey, we're making a point. You can't be a jerk to us your whole career. We will hold you out. But if you then keep holding him out, then you're like, okay, like this is that hits a little different. So I fully expect him next year to be put in.
And do you think he must have had some inclination that he wasn't going to get a first ballot? I'm assuming based on that logic. I'm wondering, he must have been thinking about the same thing.
I don't know if he even cares.
You know what? And I get that, because I mean, he hasn't really cared a whole lot about what people think. Even was at North Carolina, or still there at North Carolina, but he hasn't thought anything about what they think about his girlfriend calling the shots, when he's doing stuff. He seems to be okay with not caring about any of that. So I can see what you're saying, Yeah,
I mean, I don't know if Belichick worries that much about it. Like he wanted to get the all-time wins list.
Yeah.
Right? But, he just didn't. He would have needed to, I think, have 2 more decent seasons to get there.
Right.
I think maybe he ends up with a job, but he's got a hot young girlfriend. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
That's funny. That's funny, Joe. I like that. I like that. Well, and I'm wondering, how long does he stay in college before he tries to put his hand back in the ring in the coaching role? Because I felt like if he was going to do it, this year would have been the best year because of all the vacancies, that he would have had a little bit of a selection to choose from, especially with the Buffalo job being open. And he would have had, he would have had, you know who I'm talking about, Josh Allen. Thank you. Jeez,
Yeah.
man, my brain went left. Because he had Josh Allen and he had Cooks, right? So he had two really good offensive pieces, and I think he would have been able to work the rest of that magic. But obviously, he wasn't biting on any of that stuff.
Yeah, I thought there would have been a little more interest in him than there has been. And I don't think that's true, Donna. I do think he wants to be in the NFL. But he's also only going to take the right situation. Like, you're not going to see him land for the Raiders, right? Because they're looking at an actual rebuild, which is one of the reasons you move on from Pete Carroll, who's, 74. Belichick is 72, 73, something like that. So you don't want a guy that when that thing finally starts to turn the corner is, looking at, you're looking real close to 80. That's probably not your guy moving forward. So
right.
Belichick, if he's coming in, he would have to land at a spot where they're kind of ready to win. Right. But then it also can't be a disaster dumpster fire like the Bills, where clearly the front office is doing whatever they want and blaming everybody else. Like, he's probably not going to go into that kind of situation, which is why you see Phillip Rivers pull out of it. But yeah.
And I was thinking he wouldn't go to the Raiders because I can't imagine him wanting to work for Tom Brady, since Tom Brady's at least a minority owner, right? I couldn't see him wanting to have that over him in that situation. But also, like you said, I thought he would go to the Bills only simply because, number one, of Josh Allen and two, of Cooks. But also, I felt like if he went there and if he was able to be successful there and get revenge on the Patriots for the way they treated him out, I thought that would have been like, okay, you're going to get rid of me? I'm going to go be with the Bills and beat you and then finally get them over the hump, right? Josh Allen ain't never been over the hump. So, But I get what you're saying, though. Given now that the way ownership is treating Keon Coleman and things like that, Brandon Beane, I get what you're saying. That would make sense as well, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
And the thing is Donna, teams would want him because of his history of success.
Yeah.
That's why. Because when you think about it from the other side, these teams just fired a coach because of a lack of success. So you're going to look at coaches that have had some. That's why McCarthy got another job is, he wins a ring with Green Bay. He had a few 12-5 seasons with Dallas, right? So, I mean, he has a history of having, success. So that's why Pittsburgh was like, hey, well, why don't you come coach here? So that's why someone would take a flyer on Bill.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I'd love for him to come to the Cowboys, but I don't think he obviously is not going to want to listen to Jerry tell him what to do because he's too opinionated on it. And
he's not Cowboys.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. That whole thing would not work out because Jerry is too much of Jerry. I think if they had a GM there, but that was doing the right things, that I think he would probably take the job. Yep. But because of Jerry being the GM, I think he's kind of writing his own ship over there, And that Cowboys still don't have a defensive coordinator. I know one. I think it was Robert. Somebody was asking about head. No, I think it was Brad that was asking about
offensive coordinators. Yeah.
But I don't know who Dallas is going to get to run that defense. They still haven't hired anybody. I guess they're waiting on one of these Super Bowl teams to do something. So I guess we'll see. But man, I can't imagine. I don't even know who's running the defense right now for. Oh, wait a minute. I think we did. Didn't we get what's his face from the Eagles? I take that back. Pags was saying it. We got Pags. What defensive coordinator did the Cowboys get? I know you said yesterday, I think, on the thing. It was not.
Gannon went to the Packers.
Yeah. But it seemed like there was another Eagles one that went to the Cowboys. I think they do have a coordinator. I just cannot remember his name to save my life. It wasn't Fangio, but it was one of your guys on defense that they promoted. Man, I'm about to look that one up. Anyway, I apologize. How you doing, Pags?
Not bad. Little tired because we got in late last night, but we made it.
Yeah. Well, that's important. At least you made it.
You're right.
Yep. It could have been worse. We could have not made it. Then I would have needed a replacement.
There's that.
Oh no, we would not want to do that.
No, I think
I was telling Bo Pags that I thought you were really messing with me when you said the shark bites, because I ain't never heard of that. And I'm like, man, I was thinking when you said shark bite, I was thinking Sharknado, and I'm like, no, that's bullshit. But then you said no, that's a real thing, and I'm like, Now I did look it up. You're right, it's a real thing. So I appreciate the advice, Pags.
No. It's we were laughing about it.
I know it's a real thing. I wouldn't be like.
Yeah, no, we were laughing about it for sure. We were just like, oh yeah. That's why I wrote. Wait till you hear about this thing called duct tape. Gonna change your life.
Yeah, with friends like that, what kind of enemies do you need? Jeez.
I know, right? Well, I know, because when I told Bo, when I said my pipe froze,
I'm about to have a leak in my kitchen.
Oh, what a time to be alive. Anyway,
I
so Pags, we were talking about Belichick not being a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I'm okay with that.
I was saying it's basically the T.O. effect. Is the he didn't treat the media particularly well, and
that.
Oh, he's frozen. I think he's frozen.
His signal's trash.
Either that or he was some seriously deep thought. He wanted to make sure all of his words were correct. He was picking and choosing words. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's the,
no, I'm having power issues today. We're having power issues today. We've had lost power a couple times already this morning.
Well, y'all got some. Y'all got some pretty heavy snow or ice? I'm assuming down there already.
Well, I mean, it's snowed a lot while I was gone.
Yeah.
It's now just really cold.
Yeah, it was your passing coordinator. Pags, we got.
And he's having power issues.
No, that's the who we got. We got their passing. Joe just reminded me. We got their passing coordinator. But anyway, yeah, we were. Bo was saying, which makes a lot of sense. The reason why he didn't get in was because of he was a jerk to the media, and so the media was kind of getting back at him.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's an unprecedented thing, right? Like it's the there's no way you look at his resume and say he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. But there's plenty of times where the voters, right, are just like, hey, I think this guy's a jerk. We're not going to vote him in the first time through. Or you have that one guy, again, like I said before, where Shaq was winning the MVP and one of the voters was like, I just didn't want him to be a unanimous MVP and voted against him for no reason. So, I mean, there's a lot of these guys that let their emotions dictate whether or not somebody is getting voted in or whatever, as opposed to just letting the body of work get them in. Because, I mean, if you cut Belichick's career in half, it's a Hall of Fame career.
Yep.
Yeah. I kind of agree a little bit with what Rob said. I don't know that's the reason, but he's definitely going to get in. I mean, he brought the Patriots to the Super Bowl, 10 times?
Yeah. And yeah, he's going to get in next year. Like that, and that's why I made the parallel to T.O. Like that's what it is. They're like, we think you're a jerk, but you can't not let him in. Right?
Yeah.
So you just wait till the second year and then you get in. They just didn't want him to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Which that's the if he, and I think like Bo said, he doesn't really care about it. I mean, I agree. I don't think he does care about it. That's why I know the voters think they got one over on Bill, but if you go by that logic, then they really didn't get one over Bill because he doesn't really give a damn about it anyway. I don't think. I think
No, I don't think he cares about that one. I think the
Yeah.
one he cares about, which is why he'll want to get back to the NFL, is he wants that all-time wins
Yeah.
designation.
Yeah, I don't know that that's going to happen. He needs what, like 30 wins?
Is it that many? I thought it was like 20. So like I thought he needed 2 years basically.
I forget who had the most. I know Landry was up there. And I want to say maybe Chuck Noll was up there, but I forgot who. Do we know who's number 1 in wins?
Don Shula has the most
Yeah,
wins.
Shula
Is
has.
it Shula?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Belichick's third. Belichick's third right now. He's 16 wins behind George Halas, and he's 26 wins behind Shula.
Okay, so
Okay.
he's 3 years out.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize Hallis had that many wins. I knew he was a good coach. I just didn't realize he had that many. That's crazy. Okay. Yeah, I wish the Cowboys would do like what the Bears did and have a patch on there for Tom Landry like they did. Even if it's just his initials, that would be pretty cool. You know, given all the what he gave to that franchise. I thought that was pretty cool that the Bears gave Hallis, that patch on their jersey. I wish the Cowboys would do that, but I don't see it happening.
What are you talking about, Jay? The Cowboys will do it. It'll have JJ as the initials.
What is that, Jimmy Johns or something? I don't know.
Jerry Jones.
Oh, Jerry John. No, I'm just kidding.
They'll put his initials on the helmet before he even dies.
Probably.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. But, you talk about somebody being done wrong, right? I think Landry, the way Jerry Jones did Landry at the end of his career was bullshit. I mean,
Who has Jerry Jones done right? Like,
I know, right?
A little bit.
I mean, he did let Jimmy Johnson go through his second or third Super Bowl, second Super Bowl, I guess it was.
That's what
And
I'm
he let
saying.
him go.
Who did
Yeah.
he do right? Like, soon as he has somebody that wants to stand up to him and just run the team, he gets him out of the building.
And you know what I don't understand about that is he's such a good businessman. He really is. He's a great businessman.
Sure.
I don't know why you would fire a coach when he's giving you championship after championship. Why would you get rid of that? Because all that's going to do is increase your fan base and your money from being in the Super Bowl through ticket sales and everything else, right? Probably could have got a media deal out of it.
You guys don't have trouble selling tickets.
No.
Like, let's
No,
not.
but you know what I'm saying, though. I mean, if you
let's
would
not
have kept
pretend
him
like
there,
you guys are
though.
the Rams.
But the diehards would love to have had, but he don't care about us. I get it. I understand that.
No, he's a smart businessman. Like, winning doesn't necessarily mean anything. He has done an incredible job marketing this team to make it the iconic brand that it is that brings in tons of money. Would he like to win? Sure. But I mean, the thing prints money downstairs.
Exactly.
Yeah, it does. It does. So I guess him going to his grave without getting a championship doesn't bother him at all. So I'm wondering if Stephen Jones is going to think like that.
No,
And I'm
I mean,
sure-
it bothers him. Like, he wants to win, but he wants to be the focal point.
Yeah.
So he craves the attention.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll be buried with his Super Bowl rings?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're going to put him on his finger when he dies.
that's what I'm saying. Like, he will literally be wearing them. Yeah.
Like, screw the makeup on the body. It'll be just making sure the hand looks pretty with the rings on it.
Yeah, we ain't doing much with that body anyway. He already looks kind of decrepit. He looks like the Grim Reaper. Have you seen him lately, Dustin?
Yeah,
You don't look that great. I'm
Every
telling
Sunday.
you.
Every
Hey,
Sunday.
you know
or
what I'm
so.
saying? You're not doing glamour shots with this guy, okay? Yeah, Jimmy was along for the ride. Yeah, we all know that's not true, but yeah.
So, on a funny topic.
Anything else happening in sports? Because it sounds you guys are like full of stuff today.
So, here
I'm
you
sorry,
go.
go ahead, bro. I apologize.
Wait. First of all, y'all know damn well Coke don't last 5 hours. Y'all know damn well Coke the last 5 hours. And I hadn't partaken in 20 years. But if you got some 5 hour stuff, let me know. That's just what I'm saying, man. Like, stop it. Like, stop saying this stuff. You know what I mean? You've been looking at me for the last 5 hours. There's no way I can do something on this sideline.
that is true, though. He's right. Coke doesn't last 5 hours unless you overdose. Then it probably could.
I just like
The fact that he had to address that is
Exactly.
great.
It is. It is great. It is great.
No, that's that's why I was like, okay, well, in the land of funny, let's
No, what would have been funny is if he put a line of cocaine on top of that damn Gatorade jug, sniffed it, and then started beating the hell out of it.
well,
That would have been epic. No, he can't do that, but that would have been epic.
we would not be putting that on the show because it would get it banned. So
It would definitely get it banned. It would definitely would. I just think, hey, if AB can take off his shirt and do all that crazy, well, but that's not the same.
that is not
Yeah.
illegal drugs. Like,
No, that's minor league compared to that, right?
Yeah.
but yeah, it was pretty funny because that means, that story has gotten to the point where everybody thought he was, strung out during all those games, that he had to actually address it, which is hilarious. But at the same time, he's like, if they got some 5 hour stuff, let me know.
What are your thoughts on this? I just read this now. I didn't read it last night.
Yep.
The Broncos fired their offensive coordinator.
They fired more than that this morning. They fired like 2 additional assistants on offense. They fired their wide receiver coach, and then they fired another coach as well.
And
No,
correct me if I'm wrong.
The wide receivers coach and the cornerbacks coach.
Yeah. Which the cornerback coach, I'm surprised because Denver had a good defense. They have freaking Patrick Surtain, for God's sakes.
Well,
Like,
and the cornerbacks were the second best cornerbacks in the league,
Yeah.
behind the Eagles cornerbacks.
So
So,
I
I mean-
mean, what the problem was there because the cornerback play was fine.
No,
I mean-
on the offensive side, it does make some sense because that was an offense that really struggled to get going until the fourth quarter. Like they were a wildly inconsistent team when it came to offense. They were in the mid-20s as far as offensive production through the first 3 quarters, and then they were number 1 in production in the fourth quarter. So you can blame that on personnel, but when it's every week, then you're looking at coaching.
Yeah,
So-
but they were 14-3.
oh, I get
They
it.
went to the NFC Championship game, AFC
Yeah.
Championship game. They were the number 1 seed.
I get it.
I'm okay with this because I'm hoping that the Eagles pick them up.
And the thing with Lombardi too,
Yeah,
is
no doubt.
he's been with Sean Payton for 11 years. Like
Yep.
he was with him for 9 years in New Orleans. So this isn't like some random coach that Payton brought in to give a shot. Like these guys have had a long working, successful relationship. So for him to just kind of part ways with him because you didn't have Bo Nix in the AFC Championship game and the offense looked like dog crap, I think that's more of a bad look on Payton because if Bo Nix plays that game, I'm not saying Denver wins, but they probably play better with Bo Nix in that game than they do with Stidham.
Yeah. I think if Bo Nix plays that game, I think they go to the Super Bowl. Honestly,
I
do.
think there's
I just
something
think
else
they
that's going on there.
do. Yeah.
There has
This is Walmart. This is a Walmart special.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Sometimes teams to go 14-3 make bad moves. You're not wrong.
No, you're not
Oh,
wrong.
that's right. Damn, he's throwing shaded dust with them
That's not
Vikings.
throwing- that's not
Dustin.
throwing shade. That's not throwing shade at me at all. That's apart from the Herschel Walker trade that the Vikings made. The Darnold decision is going to be one of the 2 worst decisions that franchise has ever made. Herschel
Oh, yeah.
Walker trade and then that move.
Yeah. Hey, but we like the Herschel Walker trade because the Cowboys benefited enormously off of that.
The other thing too with the whole Darnold decision too is before they even signed Darnold last year, the Vikings went into the draft and they wanted Drake May as their quarterback, but their GM didn't want to give up another pick to move up and get him. So not only did the guy you have in the building make it to the Super Bowl, but the guy you wanted to draft but you didn't want to give up another 4th round pick to get went to the Super Bowl. Double kick to the nuts.
Hey, but they're enjoying JJ.
And that's not Jimmy Johnson, by the way.
And Rob, I have no idea because I'm not down there. So
I can tell you one thing: a Michigan defensive lineman absolutely mauled a Miami offensive lineman yesterday, though, and it was awesome.
yeah. No, I haven't.
Like
I haven't
on the
seen
field
anything.
or like
As in, like you always hear about like a pancake block for an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
Michigan's defensive lineman did a pancake block on Miami's offensive lineman and just flattened him and leveled him.
Nice.
Damn.
Nice.
Damn.
Well,
that's
Miami
some power
wasn't known for
you.
their offensive line; they were known for their defensive line.
They still had a good offensive line though. Like they still had some big guys up front.
Yeah, I mean, it was a decent offensive line.
Like I'm not saying their offensive line was good, but for how big Miami's offensive line was, like you would not think that one of those guys would get pancaked because those guys were all like 6'6", 310, 320, where if they whip on a block, it's because they're in like bad form or bad positioning or they're not quick enough to get like a speed rusher. Not like a guy just coming and just overpowering you onto your back.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I just asked. So that means he probably is going to go to the Steelers because they like getting pancaked. Just look at Sam Malo.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sadly, I'm not down there, and then I didn't see any clips from it yesterday because I was covering the Kraken. So Kraken got the
What's
win.
cracking with them?
They got the win. Apparently, a couple of games ago when they absolutely got smoked by Anaheim. The score didn't show it, but if you watched the actual gameplay, it was a rough game. Coach Lane comes out and says it was the first two periods was the worst 40 minutes of hockey this entire season, and he wasn't wrong. But since that, the last two games, this has been a very different, re-energized team. So I have to imagine that that film session and conversation with the coach must have been awesome because everybody looks pretty engaged now. So I'm guessing it wasn't a real friendly conversation, especially if you listen to Coach Lane's demeanor in general anyway.
Right.
Colorado's
Hockey
sure looking
coaches
good
are
right now.
Hockey coaches are still the coaches that will get in a player's ass.
No, and you
Like
can tell
that's-
he does that.
I can't see that in any other sports anymore.
Yeah.
In football, they disengage.
Mm-hmm.
In basketball, it's the other way around. The players are yelling at the coach.
Yeah.
Baseball managers are whimsical at best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's nobody who's like all up in somebody.
The only fire you ever see is about twice a year from every manager yelling at an ump. That's about it.
Right.
I'm surprised the bench coach wouldn't get into their bus. It seems like he would be more closer to the players than the actual manager.
Yeah, but the moment that you start yelling at a player in baseball,
Yeah.
it creates a victim mentality.
Yeah.
These guys are overpaid for what they do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's the problem. It's like you have the haves, which are like the top 10%, and everybody else is the have-nots.
Yeah.
And I feel like that they are all overpaid by about 40%.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't think Ohtani is worth $1 billion, to be honest with you. Or was he 700 million? I think maybe
Neither is Soto. Neither is
Yeah.
Soto. Like these guys,
Yeah.
like I said, they're about 40% high.
Mhm.
Like even what's his face? The last one that gets signed by the Dodgers.
Tucker.
Oh, Tucker.
Yeah. That number's inflated by 40%.
It's inflated by 70%. Tucker's not worth anywhere close to that.
Well, you know what though? But it's weird though, Dustin. He was great when he was with the Astros.
Why do you think that was? Because he had so much protection around him, whether it was Jordan Alvarez, Jose Altuve.
Maybe. Yeah,
Like,
that's probably
give
true.
the guy protection, he's fine. He goes to the Cubs. He didn't have that kind of protection, and he got exposed for what he was. He's a good contact hitter who's a line drive hitter that can hit home runs. But if he's forced to be the guy, Tucker can't be the guy. He's going to the Dodgers. He's going to look like he did in Houston because he's got hundreds of RBIs that are going to protect him from 5 different players.
That's true. Yeah. Hell, he might even be on the bench with all the great players that they have. He might just be that guy that comes in. I mean, I'm being sarcastic, but I'm just, I just feel like.
But now, if you look at the lineup they threw out there, they have Tucker hitting 5th in that lineup. He's been a guy that's always hit 2 or 3 for most of his career. But like with Houston, he was always hitting 3 behind Brantley and Altuve, and then in front of Alvarez. With the Cubs last year, he was hitting number 2. Now you're putting him number 5 behind Betts and Freeman and Ohtani and Will Smith, and then you're still going to have Teoscar and all these other guys behind him yet. Like, he's going to have plenty of protection.
That's crazy. Every time I hear you say those names, I'm like, how's all those names on one damn team?
I mean,
that's crazy.
They have an all-star team.
Oh, yeah. For a long time, too, because they signed them to a couple of years. They should be able to get at least, 2 or 3 rings out of that bow?
I hope they have a whole bunch of people get hurt. Not that I wish injuries. I'm not wishing injuries, but I'd love for them to get all those guys get hey, we're out for the season because this happened and this happened and this happened and this happened. You know what I mean? Where they have to pay all of that payroll for a year with nobody on the team.
Maybe it can be good. Maybe the pitchers develop blisters. All the pitchers will have blisters, and we'll go with that.
They tried that route last year.
I can see the headline. It's the Philly sports
Blister
guy.
Gate.
This era's Nancy Kerrigan. Just Tanya Harding.
Tanya Harding. It's Tanya Harding, not Nancy.
You got to remember they tried that last year. The Dodgers had their fair share of injuries last year. If you remember, Blake Snell and Glasnow and Roki Sasaki were magically all hurt at the same time. And they magically all came back at the same time.
Yeah.
They pulled the Florida Panthers last year, where once their players got hurt, they sat them out literally for the exact amount of time that they knew they needed to activate them so they were playoff ready. And all of a sudden, magically, all these pitchers are healthy at the exact same time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, literally, the Dodgers. When I think of the Dodgers, I think of when you get PlayStation, you could advance, or you could correct your players. You can make all their stuff to 99. I feel like that's how the Dodgers are. Everybody's got a 99 score on all of their attributes. Pitching 99. I got a catcher who can be a pitcher, or I got a bat boy that can be a hitter. I mean, it's crazy, but I feel like that's the way the Dodgers are. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's an unprecedented thing. We watched this happen before with the Yankees.
Right.
We just never watched it at this level, though. The type of money they're giving away.
Yeah.
I mean, for its era, they kind of did.
Yeah.
So now that makes me think, guys. So the owners are complaining, and they want a hard cap, and the Players Association doesn't.
Well,
and I think, So how long do you think this strike goes on before? And who do you think gives in to make it okay?
The players aren't going to have a choice, honestly.
Yeah, there will end up being a cap of sorts.
Yeah, players there's gonna. And if you had asked me today, there's gonna be no baseball in 2027 at all. Period. Besides minor league baseball, because the minor league CBA does not expire till after the 2028 season, so they're fine for a little bit yet. I would not be shocked to see even part of 2028 be missing. This.
So you think the earliest we would see a strike would be at sometime in 2028?
No, after this season is over. December 1st of 2026 is when that strike is going to happen.
Okay.
So you're not going to have any baseball in 2027, and I'm willing to bet there's probably going to be a portion of 2028 missed because Manfred's contract ends after the 2028 season. So I have a feeling they're going to try to get something set in place before that new commissioner comes in 2029. It's just going to be a very lengthy process to get where everyone wants to be, but the players aren't going to have a choice. If you're going to miss that much baseball, you can't just pick up a bat 2 years later and expect to be as good as you were before the lockout started.
Well, that's true. Unless they hit batting cages or something, I don't know.
I mean,
even then, that's not real live pitching.
You're still not replicating game time.
Yeah.
Like you can just face straight fastballs in a batting cage all day and smoke them, but until you start seeing curveballs and breaking balls and all this other stuff, like not seeing good breaking pitches for 2 years, you're gonna look lost at the plate no matter how good of a hitter you are.
Well, I mean, even if you are seeing those, you're working out with your pitchers, whatever.
Yeah.
You're not seeing the variety of throwing
Yeah.
angles that you do when you're playing different pitchers all
Yeah.
year. So it's the quality will take a big drop. It's bad for the sport. Like it's already continuing to drop as far as ratings are concerned. I think currently it's now the 4th most watched. And so you throw a strike on top of that, man, that's going to be horrible for the sport. Took a long time for it to recover the last time they had a strike.
It took steroids.
No,
Or to
exactly.
recover the last time where they said, "Here, McGuire and Sosa, just go out and swing for the fences. We'll watch you guys just tee off for 4 years.
Yeah, they're just like, here, eat these, eat these horse pills,
Eat these mints; they're healthy for you."
exactly.
So
Hey,
do
that's
you
what
think
happened
then-
in '93. That's what Nails said right on television.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you account for you guys all doing this? Good vitamins.
Yeah.
Hey,
Said that
See?
out loud.
I can tell you this: the minor league baseball is actually praying that this does happen, because you have a lot of these minor league markets that struggle in attendance as it is, just because not a lot of people go to minor league ball. If there is no Major League Baseball, these minor league markets are going to start exploding in terms of attendance, exploding in terms of the revenue they're making, because people are going to want to watch baseball eventually. Like,
Yeah.
if that's their only option, they're going to be like, well, this team's not playing, so let's just make the 40-minute drive down the road and go over here. So now
That's true
games-
though, because I remember when the Sand Gnats, which is that Mets single A program, was in Savannah, Georgia, at Grayson Theater or Stadium, which now is the Savannah
Yep.
Banana Stadium. Or I don't even know if they even play there anymore. Now
do.
they're doing all these big circuit. Do they still play there? Because when I would go to when I go to the Sand Gnats games, I'd pay like $5-6, and I could get any seat I wanted behind any angle I wanted, and there wasn't a whole. You're right, there wasn't a lot of people there.
Yeah,
I had premium seats too. It was beautiful.
like AAA averages like across the board maybe 6,600 people per game, which doesn't seem like bad attendance, but a lot of these AAA stadiums are 17, 18,000 now, so still at 33% fill. It's not going to look great. You're going to start seeing these AAA parks now at 14, 15,000 people, especially like Nashville and Charlotte, teams that are trying to get an expansion team as it is. They're going to start like going to these games, like, okay, well, guess what? No Major League Baseball this year. We'll show you guys that we can sustain a team here if baseball ever comes back. So now those are the teams that are going to benefit the most.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're going to have probably better talent too, because you're going to have those fringe roster major league players that maybe would have signed minor league deals just like as a spring training invite. Now they're going to be like, well, I can't play Major League Baseball this year. I'll just sign a straight 2-year minor league deal with whoever and just play. So you might actually have better talent across the board.
Yeah. Not to switch subjects, but real quick, what do y'all think about the? I don't know if y'all talked about it yesterday when I wasn't here, about Giannis and what's going on with him and that injury that he took. I think it was a calf strain. I'm surprised he played that whole damn game except 38 seconds of it, hopping on his back heels. Like he could not put weight on that front part of his foot. And I'm wondering how long that's going to be. I'm really surprised he didn't tear the Achilles, honestly, the way he was doing it.
By the way, the Browns just hired Todd Monken as their head coach.
Todd Monken.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Who's
That's
that?
interesting.
The Ravens' old offensive
Yeah.
coordinator.
Yeah.
I thought he would go to the Ravens. I mean, not the Ravens, the Giants with Harbaugh. But okay.
All right. I mean, it didn't sound like there was a lot of prospects for the Browns anyway. So
yeah. Not the ones that would want to take the job, but that dumpster fire. Yeah.
Oh.
Good for
Man,
them.
it's the Browns.
it is. I mean, that's like the Bills elevating their DC after every potential candidate decided to back out. So that lets you know that GM owner situation is more untenable than it even looks like. If you got guys that are like, hey, you know what? I think I'm good. I think I'm actually, instead of being a head coach here with a league MVP, I'm gonna go be like an OC somewhere, or I'm just gonna go back to coaching kids. Like,
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say with Monken there. He had a similar thing with a contract that Brian Flores did, where Monken committed to be the Giants OC, similar to how Flores committed to be the Vikings DC. But they had an out where if they got a head coaching job, they could get out of the contract. So Monken was the Giants OC, but then he was offered the head coach position, so that basically cancels out that agreed upon a contract.
Wow. Yeah, and that's why I was wondering. Like, so you said Monken signed a contract to be the offensive coordinator there, right?
Yes.
So why are contracts just not enforceable anymore? Because it just seems like people can
there's
just
verbiage.
There's verbiage in there, like you can sign the deal, like you basically it's like a 3-year agreed upon deal where it's like you have the agreement to be the team's OC, but then because you're an assistant, you're still taking interviews to become a head coach. So you have the verbiage in there where it's like, if I am offered a position, I'm allowed to take that position over being the OC.
Yeah, I mean, think about it from the players' end, right? Like the guys that are playing in the UFL, they have verbiage in their contracts that if they get an NFL deal, they can walk away from the UFL.
Mm-hmm.
So similar thing, if you're an assistant or a coordinator or something, you get a head coaching opportunity, there's verbiage in there that says, hey, yeah, I can go take that job.
Same with like veterans on minor league deals in Major League Baseball too. Like a lot of veterans have like the minor league deal, but there's verbiage in the contract where if they don't get called up by a certain date, they're allowed to opt out of that contract and then pursue another opportunity with another organization, basically.
Yeah.
But it really puts, and I'm not saying he shouldn't take the job. I mean, obviously, like you said, Bo, you don't know how many times the job is going to come your way. But I'm wondering that really puts Harbaugh and the Giants in a tough spot because they're trying to find an offensive coordinator, and some of them have already been taken.
Actually, an offensive coordinator just got fired from Denver.
Yeah, you're right. There you go.
Or Harbaugh will go get Greg Roman, who he's had in Baltimore in the past too. Like Harbaugh's got plenty of people that he's worked with on his staff that have been OCs. Like Greg Roman was an OC for him for like 5 or 6 years. Actually, it was twice. He was there 5 years, left for 3 years, and then came back for another 2 before Monken got it. So Greg Roman, is going to be at the top of his list. To be, oh, by the way, Monken left. You want to come work for me again?
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
Well, and I mean, there's also guys from the college ranks that they can.
Yeah.
Call. I mean, so they'll be fine.
Oh, but no, I real quick go back to the Giannis thing. So, he was going to be traded, or they were talking about him being on the trade market. Not that he was going to be traded, but he was on the market. Now I got to imagine with this calf strain, which is going to keep him out probably 3 or 4, 5, 6 weeks, maybe.
Possibly the year if you listen to Doc Rivers.
Right. So now that really hurts their ability to even move on from him if they wanted to, right?
I can't believe Doc Rivers still has a job.
I can't either, to be honest with you. I can't believe somebody hired him, to be honest
Giannis wanted him. That's why he got hired. Giannis wanted him to come there. That's why he got hired. That's why he still has a job, because Giannis is there. Now, if Giannis gets traded, Rivers is fired once the season is over.
Oh,
the only reason why he's still there is because Giannis wanted him there, and they don't want to piss Giannis any more than they already have off. Like, he's still pissed off. He's still pissed off they traded Drew Holiday. He's still pissed off they got rid of Damian Lillard without asking him about it first. So you want to get rid of Doc Rivers too? Yeah, that's just making him even more mad at your organization. The Bucks are trying to pull straws right now and be like, we got to figure out how to keep him here. So we're going to just, keep Rivers here for now. Plus, they're paying 4 head coaches right now as it is. You want to pay a 5th?
Why not?
I mean,
yeah.
Some of these organizations don't care.
5th time's the charm.
Right? I mean, they fired a guy they never should have fired either. Like, they never should have fired Budenholzer. And since they fired Budenholzer, that team has been kind of mediocre at best.
Crash.
Trash. Look at the Raiders. They're going to be paying. They're going to be paying 6 as soon as they hire their, their next head coach.
That's crazy to have that many head coaches.
I mean, I'm not going to say that. Doc Rivers is a good NBA head coach. He's just not a good playoff coach. Like, he is one of the best winning percentage all time in the regular season. Like, he is a very good regular season coach. But if he has to go up against the same team 7 times in like an 8-day stretch, he's not very good. He doesn't make the adjustments that you need to make throughout a playoff series unless you have an all-star roster like you have with the Celtics that can make up for his mistakes.
I mean,
Doc Rivers is Mike Tomlin.
you're not wrong.
No.
You get that one ring, and then after that, you're like, you get to
Yeah.
the season, you're like, I'm bored.
Doc Rivers has lost 5 playoff series
Up
being
3-1.
up 3-1.
That's where the adjustment comes into play. Like he does the same thing in the playoffs for a certain amount of time, and all of a sudden they're up 3-1. The other team starts adjusting, and Rivers keeps playing the same way that got him up 3-1, and then he fails to adjust. And by the time he's like, "Oh, maybe I should adjust," well, you just blew another 3-1 lead.
We were talking about that whole adjustment thing when he was back at Philadelphia, when he played when he coached the 76ers. We were saying that he didn't have the ability to make the adjustments. I remember that. I remember that conversation. Yeah, at least it's not on the Rockets. Thank God. I hope they'll stay away from him and keep riding this Udoka train.
Well, right now the Rockets are playing okay, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they beat San Antonio. Then they beat Detroit Pistons, and now they got San Antonio.
Detroit's
again.
a bigger
Hey.
win than San Antonio.
Yeah.
I mean, not for nothing. San Antonio's still about a year or two out from.
I mean, San
Yeah.
Antonio is second in the West, though. They're
I
31.
I mean, they still have a good team over there, though. But yeah, but
Until
I mean,
they get
so-
somebody to really compliment Wembyana, it's not going to be anything.
Well, that's what I kind of thought. Maybe if Giannis would have been healthy, if he could have gone to San Antonio and teamed up with Wembanyama, that would have been a nice combination.
Yeah,
Given
the
all
only
the other
team-
younger players that they have around them, that would
The
have been
only
nice.
team Giannis is going to end up going to is the Knicks. Knicks or the Lakers will be the 2 teams that he will get traded to, just
I
because
just don't think the Lakers have enough draft capital or enough picks to make it worth their while.
they would give up assets. If you go to the Knicks, you're going to get maybe
I mean, they're not going to give up. They're not going to give up Luca.
they'll give up Austin Rivers.
Braun is not going to go there because he has that
Austin
no
Rivers.
trade clause.
You can give up Austin Rivers. You can give up DeAndre Ayton because the Bucks don't have like a true center. Giving
I
up
can see them
Ayton,
giving up. I can see them giving up Ayton. I don't see them giving up AR-15 the way he's.
You will
playing.
have to.
Well, that's
You
what I'm
have
saying. I don't think they do it though. I don't think they're going to commit that much.
if I had the choice between AR-15 and Giannis, I'm taking Giannis every day. Like,
But what if
there's
he's
no-
hurt? He's been hurt quite a bit. I think like
He
Robert was
might
even
be
saying-
hurt, but is he hurt as bad as what they say he is? Or if is this a case of, well, the trade deadline's coming up in a couple weeks, so we're just going to sit your ass down until the deadline passes and see what happens. Same thing with Ja Morant. Ja Morant's hurt, but it's not a 4 to 6 week injury that he has. They're just going to sit him down for the next 3 weeks until the deadline passes to see what happens.
Okay.
Well, it's because half the league gets in the playoffs. So I mean, you can sit these guys down if you want, and it doesn't really hurt you that much.
Hey, just so that you know, 2/3 of the league makes the playoffs.
I don't count the play-in.
But that is a good.
Hey,
point,
listen, count it, baby, count it.
though. I mean, you're not wrong with this whole play-in thing, right?
No. I mean, if you include the play-in, then yeah, it's literally like almost 2/3 of the league, and then yeah, so you don't have to be good.
You have to be marginal.
You have to be around 500. You don't even have to be above it. Like you just got to be kind of close.
Basically, to get that number 10 spot, you have to have one good winning streak, whether it's 5 games or 6 games. And then you can play 500 basketball or even under 500 the rest of the year. If you have one good winning streak throughout the year, you're probably getting into that number 10 spot, as long as you don't have like a lengthy 7 or 8 game losing streak to follow.
Oh, so you're talking about the Sixers?
Talking about the Bulls, too. The Bulls have had 3 winning streaks of at least 4 games, and then they've had a 7-game losing streak. So they're right at 500 right now because they won 5 in a row, lost 5 in a row, won 5 in a row, lost 7 in a row, and then they won 4 in a row. So now they're sitting at 500 and are the 8th seed in the East. Like, you have one good winning streak and one bad losing streak, then you just play 500 ball the rest of the way. You're getting in.
Hey, did somebody see Dable got hired? I
Yeah,
thought I saw that.
Titans OC.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay. So he's gonna be offensive coordinator with the Titans.
Mhm.
Wow.
With Robert
What do
Saleh.
y'all think about that with Cam Ward? Are they gonna? I mean, that's not bad. I think that might be good for Cam Ward. He did good with Josh Allen, especially that Josh Allen's a mobile quarterback too.
It's better for
That might-
Dable.
Well, it probably is better for Dable.
Because if Cam Ward actually starts improving significantly, Dable's going to be one of the reasons why, and that's going to help him possibly get another head coaching job if he wants to try again. Like it's
And that's
better
good for Rob
Dable.
Salah too, though. That's good for Robert
Yeah.
Salah because he's going to help him a lot too.
Yeah.
Hello, Miss Freebird. It's already an awesome Wednesday. I don't got to pay for a damn pipe busted. Thank you, Lord.
There is
It's a
that.
great day. It's a great day.
Yeah.
Great day.
So Jeremy says this just broke that
Yeah, Duker.
Ryan Duker
Ryan Duker.
for the Jets. Okay.
Makes sense. He worked with Aaron Glenn for a while, so it does make sense.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Actually worked under Aaron Glenn for a while.
It looks like in basketball, as I'm looking at all of the standings, that the playoffs are already set.
For the
Yeah.
most part, the only team that I still think has a shot to get in would be the Bucks taking over that 10 spot in the East if Giannis is healthy. Because when Giannis is healthy, that team is 10 games above 500. But
They are like 4.5 games out, 3.5 games out right now.
yeah, they're like 3. I think they're 3-16 when Giannis is hurt. But when Giannis is healthy, like they are actually not a terrible team. That's why if Giannis gets healthy for an extended period of time, they can make a run and take down that number 9 or number 10 seed. But if he's out for what they're saying right now, 4 to 6 weeks, the East is set with the top 10 teams. And the West has probably been set with the top 10 teams for a while.
Do you think anybody trades for Ja?
Yeah.
Man, maybe, but they won't
It's a
give
tough
up
one.
much to get him because
It's a
I mean
tough
that
one.
guy gets in his own way more than anything.
Somebody will take a chance on him.
Yeah, but you're not going to give up much to go get him.
No, I mean, I could see a team like the Wizards, a team like the
No,
Hornets.
nope, not the Wizards. He's going to have to go to a team that would actually make some sense.
Yeah.
Do you see him maybe going to the Pistons?
No. Not with Bickerstaff as his coach. Bickerstaff is too old school because of his dad to even take on a guy with kind of the ego and kind of the reputation that Morant has.
Then the Raptors or Cleveland?
Cleveland, I could see.
I could see Cleveland.
Raptors, maybe. I could see Miami, but I don't know if you want to put Ja Morant in the Miami.
No, you sure don't.
Yeah, like Miami's a team that I could see because Miami really doesn't have a point guard. Like Miami,
Or maybe go the opposite way there and go with the Orlando Magic.
Yep, I can see Orlando. Orlando's got Jalen Suggs. Like they have a decent point guard.
And
This-
did Trey Young get traded from Atlanta?
Yeah, he went to
He
Washington.
did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I can see
he-
Atlanta. I can see Atlanta taking on Ja Morant because Atlanta's one of those borderline play-in teams. But again, do you want Ja Morant in the Atlanta atmosphere? Probably not.
Absolutely not. But
Are you
also-
kidding me with all that craziness he's got going on in his life?
No.
Atlanta is a last place.
So if you are an Atlanta fan, absolutely not. If you are on shows like this, 100% do that.
Yeah,
This is where having Greg Popovich I think would have been key because if Popovich was still coaching the Spurs, this would be a move that I think Popovich would make. Go and get a guy like Ja Morant and basically babysit him because Popovich would be one of those guys that you bring him in. Not only could you mentor him because you have a lot of veterans already on the Spurs, but you're going to lay the law right away and be like that. You're not going to do stupid shit. You
I
either
don't think John
You either
wants to
play
be
or you don't
mentored,
play.
though. I really don't think he wants to be mentored.
No, he's going the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Right. Like he keeps doing dumber stuff as his
Yeah.
career goes on. So yeah, I don't think I don't think he's interested in getting better. At least not based on actions we've seen. That being said, that does get us to the top of the hour. If you've been watching along with us, be sure to like and subscribe. Otherwise, we are going to see y'all tomorrow. Take it easy, everybody.
Peace.
Peace.